Welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel, everyone. This is Rich making another video on XRP today, as usual. So, wherever you are in this amazing globe, I hope you're all having a nice day today. We are going to discuss XRP. This is the one-day chart once more. Right now, we are at $228. We spent a significant portion of the day either above or very around $230. However, we continue to watch Bitcoin at this time. Additionally, Bitcoin is currently trading at above $95,000. XRP continues to hold up remarkably well. The 7-day chart shows that we are currently moving sideways between $225 and $230. All I want is for that breakout to occur immediately. I'm waiting for it to happen. A long time ago, I wanted it to happen. However, everyone claims that this run has been delayed repeatedly. People are now claiming that it will soon begin. No one can truly predict what will occur. All we're doing is waiting. It is comparable to the quiet before a storm. Now that Tether printed $2 billion in just 5 minutes today, we'll see what happens. Once more, we are aware of the Tether's connection to Bitcoin. Because everything is still based on Bitcoin, XRP will rise in value if this drives up the price of Bitcoin. It appeared that we were beginning to distance ourselves from Bitcoin last week, but it appears that we are now once again following it. And this is probably who is purchasing XRP within those dark pools, as I mentioned in that video yesterday. All 1,700 NDAs are being exposed. Visa, MasterCard, BIS, DTCC, IMF, and many more. There aren't 1,700 NDAs out there, in my opinion. It's probably more than 1,000, in my opinion. And gradually, we began to make those NDAs public over time. We will eventually find out who is responsible for those NDAs. I'm sure of it. And there are undoubtedly some well-known names. However, if they are purchasing XRP, they have no intention of selling it when the price increases. In order to actually use it for its intended purpose, they are locking it away. Furthermore, not every forecast is optimistic. I don't understand, as I stated in the video yesterday. Everyone is suddenly so pessimistic about XRP that those who believe it will reach $100 should wake up. We'll be lucky if we reach $10 this year. Sorry to have popped your bubble. I believe it's going much, much higher, and I could tell you that right now. Many people, in my opinion, are undervaluing this cryptocurrency. If you go back at the 2017-2018 run, you'll see that several of the items that are in place now weren't even there at the time. Additionally, XRP had an amazing run. Additionally, the number of users in XRP has increased. Google searches for Ripple XRP are trending. Furthermore, they are not merely passing through. There is more than a passing interest, as seen by the rise in XRP-related search traffic. Data from Google Trends provides a useful window into public opinion, frequently serving as a precursor to upcoming market movements. When a cryptocurrency starts to trend, it indicates that investors, both new and old, are actively looking for information, usually before the markets move. I believe that many people are now beginning to understand what XRP is. You know, with the conclusion of the Ripple versus SEC case, there has been a lot of excitement and discussion about it as well. And a lot of individuals, in my opinion, want to position themselves in something that will yield large returns. XRP is capable of that. You know, I think a lot of people woke up and recognized that XRP is likely to see a 10x or more, whereas Bitcoin may do a 2x from where it is today. Sincerely, I believe that we are going above $20. And most people would concur. Some believe it will rise significantly, similar to Black Swan Capitalist. Your life will be changed by 1,000 XRP. If you have at least 1,000 XRP, please leave a like. 1,000 XRP will undoubtedly change people's lives, in my opinion. Consider that you now have $100,000 if it drops to $100. You become a millionaire if you keep it, and XRP reaches $1,000. As I mentioned before, Black Swan Capitalist believes that we will reach those price level. According to the CEO of Black Swan Capitalist, Ripple's network will eventually be used by all banks. He thinks that this might cause XRP's price to rise to $100 and possibly $1,000 in the future. Short-term three-digit numbers are, in my opinion, very accessible. If Utility keeps investing in XRP, I believe $1,000 will probably be gone in 24 months. To put it another way, we will begin to approach that four-digit pricing range if institutional adoption occurs and the utility is used for its intended purpose. And in as little as 24 months, it might occur. That's my perspective on it. However, there is no reason why XRP can't reach these prices. You must keep in mind that Bitcoin is completely useless. It is powered solely by inflated tether, speculation, and excitement. Therefore, something with practical value and a real-world application can definitely reach these price thresholds. As I have stated, 1 million XRP will significantly alter the lives of many people. Consider it. You might even decide to start a new business after making a profit. Use that money for something you've always wanted to do, and keep the remaining XRP to generate passive income. And passive income is the key to generational riches because you get that passive income, and you simply keep reinvesting a little bit of that passive income, and before you know it, you are generating generational wealth without ever selling your XRP. Did you make the XRP rich list? I hate this list, and I'm going to tell you why. I think a lot of individuals tend to overinvest because they want to go up the rich list. Additionally, I believe that the majority of those now on this rich list will sell far too soon. As XRP moves into price discovery, the majority of them will disappear over the next several months. The majority of those on the rich list will sell far too quickly. However, I also believe that it does make overinvestment necessary. Yes, I would want to join the 10%. My goal is to reach 5%. Wish to join the 3%, and so forth. Therefore, regardless of their ability to pay, consumers simply keep purchasing more and more XRP. However, many will sell too quickly, as I mentioned. This is yesterday's fantastic youngster. He responds, 1 marshmallow now or 2 later. This topic was asked of kids in a long-ago study to examine the idea of delayed gratification and how it might affect future achievement. It was discovered that those who exercised self-control and waited for the second marshmallow fared better in life. The same is true while investing. The majority of folks cash in too soon. When they could have held for 100x, they sell for 2x. Saying no is only one aspect of discipline. Your brain is being taught to appreciate waiting because you think the reward will be worthwhile in the future. Long ago, when I had the chance to accept traditional compensation, salary, shares, etc., I put this important lesson into practice. I made a separate request instead. Possibilities on an asset that was outdated and that not many people understood or believed in. For years, their choices were set in stone. They were free of charge up front. They provided something unique, a glimpse into the upside pressure of timing or capital, but there was no assurance they would ever be worth anything. I learned from that experience how easily optionality may be misinterpreted. The true value of an option is in what it might be worth, particularly when the upside is open-ended and the downside is constrained. Most people concentrate on what something is worth right now. XRP is currently at that position. We all now know that XRP's downside is that it will continue to be higher than $2. The benefits are limitless. Where it will go in this run is unknown to us. Where usefulness will influence XRP's price is unknown to us. Of course, the majority of options never result in significant consequences. It's part of the agreement. However, occasionally one does, and in those situations, having the forbearance and organization to wait can make all the difference. Optionality frequently results in a zero. However, a small number of XRPs and SALAs are sufficient to more than balance the equation. I usually tell you not to worry about the price today because of this. Take a look at XRP's far larger picture. Take a look at all that is going on with XRP at the moment. Catalyst after catalyst is just awaiting action. Additionally, I know you will regret selling too quickly, so I don't want you to do that. Even those who predict a significant drop in XRP continue to discuss utility taking over immediately following the crash. That crash is not even something I anticipate happening. This year, I believe ISO is more important than most people realize. ETFs, in my opinion, will be a Forex version of what Bitcoin ETFs were. The litigation between the SEC and Ripple, in my opinion, will pave the way for institutional adoption. Furthermore, our laws will only help utility-driven cryptocurrencies. Your route to 4 digits is right there, but it will happen gradually and abruptly, even though it will happen over time. Stated differently, you will experience abrupt price increases followed by more moderate price increases. That's what I anticipate. Additionally, keep in mind that even David Schwartz sold too soon. I sold 40,000 ETH for roughly $1 to install solar panels on a house I no longer own, as many of you are aware. Soon after, the ETH was worth more than $1 million. That is the sentiment that many XRP holders will experience. They will have many regrets because they sold too quickly. As everyone else is calling the top, you must always consider what is happening in the real world. While everyone is clamoring for the top, take a look at where we stand in terms of utility. Maintain your focus and make a solid plan of action. 1,000 XRP will change your life. You know, when you're sitting there, with 1,000 XRP, there will be folks in a year or two who are hoping to obtain only 10 or 100. That is what will occur since it will be much more difficult to get 1,000,000 XRP once the price is above $100. However, we're still at $228 as of right now. XRP is currently at a relatively low price. Anyone who believes it's too late to invest in XRP is completely mistaken. We haven't even begun yet. Hold off until XRP truly takes off. The FOMO is going to be really incredible. At the same time as individuals are just entering this area, you will have folks discussing selling their belongings. And it will be an amazing experience. Make sure you are present for that. You must also protect your cryptocurrency, and I emphasize that above all else. But until it all comes together, have patience, maintain your optimism, and let's make money together. That being said, I will now conclude this video. Thank you for watching, everyone. Thank you very much. The next one will see you. Enjoy your evening.